Moment for God.
Let the light of truth reach as many open hearts as possible. Every day is a new opportunity to hear and learn from God. Let's take this moment to receive His word for today. Be blessed.
Welcome. We're the place where we really get into fascinating texts to, well, find some deeper insights. And today, we want to explore how you can find just profound meaning, comfort, and maybe even a surprising bit of hope from just one verse. Especially, if you're feeling maybe completely overwhelmed right now, outnumbered. Our focus today is Isaiah 37.32. And our mission really is to pull out its wisdom on, divine preservation, this idea of unwavering hope and the sheer power of a certain kind of commitment.
That's right. And what's so compelling here, I think, is that this isn't just some dusty old prophecy. It's almost like a blueprint for resilience. For when your own Assyrian army appears, maybe it's a huge deadline, a health scare, or just, those daily anxieties that feel like too much. And we're going to explore how this verse, which seems simple on the surface, kind of flips the script on finding security when things get tough.
Right, so let's zoom in on the verse itself. It's, "For out of Jerusalem shall go forth a remnant, and they that escape out of Mount Zion. The zeal of the Lord of hosts shall do this." So right off the bat, the context is just incredibly powerful. It's this really vivid picture. This wasn't exactly a peaceful moment.
Not at all.
No, this prophecy came when the Assyrian Empire, huge and powerful under King Sennacherib, had Jerusalem under siege.
Right, surrounded.
Yeah, surrounded, supplies running low, and hope was, well, honestly, probably just a flicker. It really hammers home this idea of divine preservation and hope showing up when things look absolutely impossible.
Mm-hmm.
And the Assyrians weren't just sitting there, they were actively taunting, mocking the people, trying to crush their spirit.
And that narrative, that feeling of desperation, it's so crucial because it sets the stage for something miraculous. If we look at the bigger picture here, this mention of a remnant, it's not just about, a few lucky survivors getting away. No, this is a really significant biblical idea. The remnant are those preserved specifically by divine intention.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, a core group meant to carry something forward, a purpose, a promise, maybe a lineage. They're like the seeds for future restoration, not just scraps.
Seeds, I like that.
In ancient Israel, this remnant, well, they carried the covenant forward for us today. Maybe that means holding on to core values when everyone else is compromising.
Or keeping a long-term vision alive despite all the short-term chaos.
Exactly. It's about enduring with purpose, not just surviving, but enduring for a reason.
Okay, and then there's that key phrase in the verse, the one that tells us how this impossible-seeming deliverance actually happens. The zeal of the Lord of hosts shall do this. What really jumps out at me there is how it puts the focus squarely on God's passionate commitment.
Right.
It's not about what the people in Jerusalem could do, their strength or their strategies. The source doesn't really leave room for human pride here.
That is such a critical distinction. Let's maybe unpack that phrase, the zeal of the Lord of hosts. The Hebrew word used for zeal, kinah, it implies this fierce, almost jealous passion. It's not passive. It's like an unyielding burning fire that actively steps in.
Wow.
And Lord of hosts, that's not just a fancy title. It means God is the commander of heavenly armies. It underscores the immense, unstoppable power behind this passion. So this isn't just a maybe promise. It's a declaration of divine power taking action.
Okay.
It means that when our own plans fail or our strength runs out, there's this higher, passionate force ensuring the final outcome.
That makes you wonder, though, doesn't it? If we rely entirely on this divine zeal, is there a risk of losing human agency? Do we just become passive? Waiting for a miracle instead of doing anything ourselves?
That's a really important question. And the text, I don't think it suggests inaction, either for Judah back then or for us now. Instead, it highlights the ultimate source of the power, which then in turn empowers the remnant to act.
Ah, I see. It empowers them.
Yes, we see this in the story itself. King Hezekiah prays, he stays faithful even with the enemy at the gates. That's part of how it unfolds. So the divine zeal guarantees the result, but it often works through the faithful actions of those involved.
So it's like a partnership.
Exactly, a dynamic interplay,
Right.
Not just sitting back. And that unwavering hope we talked about, It comes from understanding this dynamic. It's an active hope, fueled by knowing an unstoppable force is working, which then strengthens our own commitment, our own resilience.
And that really drives home the transformative power of that commitment, doesn't it? How it can completely turn things around. The historical backdrop, as our source mentions, is that Jerusalem was miraculously saved from that Assyrian army, basically overnight.
A dramatic turn.
Yeah, it really reinforces the idea that no earthly power, no matter how big and scary, can actually stop a divine plan. So for you, the listener, when things look incredibly bleak, the strength isn't just thinking you might survive,
Right.
but recognizing there's an active, passionate force committed to seeing things through, to ultimate restoration.
Absolutely. And the idea of the remnant doesn't just promise survival, it promises purpose too. Those who endure are called to rebuild something, to restore, to be witnesses to faithfulness.
So it's not just about getting through it.
No, it's about what you do after, who you become on the other side. This ancient event is this powerful example that even when everything seems stacked against you, there's this zealous active power at work, pushing towards a transformed future.
Principles that still resonate today. We've seen how divine commitment, that fierce zeal of the Lord, is presented as the ultimate guarantee of deliverance and restoration. We've explored the significance of the remnant, not just survivors, but people preserved by God to carry a purpose forward. And this whole message, it really shifts the focus, doesn't it? Away from our own limits and onto divine initiative, which offers, well, incredible comfort and maybe more importantly, a solid basis for active hope.
And this brings up, I think, an important question for you listening right now. How might really taking in this ancient idea of a remnant, how might that change how you look at your own challenges today and your role in them? Think about what it could mean for you to embody that spirit now. Not just about getting through personally, but maybe actively taking up a call to rebuild or restore right where you are, whatever the odds look like. What if your own steadfastness may be fueled by knowing this bigger purpose is exactly what's needed to bring about some kind of new beginning? In your own life, perhaps, or maybe even in your community. Something to think about.
Your comments are always welcome. Like, share, and subscribe to help spread God's word.